ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Playmates Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, Godzilla vs. Shimo, Elemental Jordanian Lizard Jibby Battle Diorama set thing. Godzilla will be standing slightly over 6 inches tall, directly out of the box. And Shim over here will be standing over 4 inches tall when on all fours. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the only reason I wanted this double set over here was because of the alternate colored Shimo. Godzilla, didn't care. Diorama set, didn't care. I mean, I'm glad I have Godzilla now, but, you know. In my FOV, I think these figures just completely erase the need for the standard 6-inch figures. But we'll see how I feel about that when and if I ever get the other 6-inch figures. But anyway, yeah, let's just get going, huh? Before I get started, I just wanted to shout out to my latest $5 patron, Masked Fan. Thank you so much, fam. Every little bit helps. Thank you so much, my guy. Another shout out to that of Dorky Films. He is the reason why I have these 2-packs. Much appreciated to you, Alex. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon with just $1 a month, you'll get access to early content, photo sets, updates on what's going on behind the scenes, and even some Patreon exclusive content every now and again. Enough shilling, let's talk about Godzilla. Now right off the bat, I do not have the standard 6-inch version of Godzilla to compare this lad to, but I do have Titan Evolution Godzilla, where I can just basically compare the colors used, and that's pretty much it. The major differences between the two is mostly going to be in just the paint, which is kind of a dumb thing for me to say since they're both two different figures, but as you can see, the underbelly for the 2-pack Godzilla is going to be all blue, while the standard Godzillas are going to have very basic underbelly paints. As we all know, Titan Evolution Godzilla did not have the elbow spikes, and he is actually the only Godzilla in the 6-inch scale, as far as I've seen from Playmates, that actually uses red on the back of his head and his tail. For whatever reason, all the other ones, including the Battle Roar and the Giant Godzilla, have this peach tonish pink. I don't get it. That's about it. Let's take a closer look at 2-pack Goji. So basically, the biggest draw for me when it came to Godzilla is mostly just this, plus it's a 6-inch Godzilla, which at the point in time I really didn't have, save for the Titan Evolution Godzilla, and I really do like the multi-tones of blues going on here. The dark blue outlining the lighter blue all along his underside over here is just so very fresh and cool. Really digging that they went with a more darker blue for his gills. Really digging the darker blue outline overall. I mean, it being at the base of his tail, outlining all the blues on his legs and thighs. It's just a really cool flex from Playmates, I think. And I especially think it's pretty cool that he retains the rest of his color scheme going on. We're still going to get these wonky friggin' eyes down both sides. I mean, he looks kind of good from the front. The teeth are looking a hell of a lot less oatmealish. Gonna have a nice pink tongue in the mouth. Gonna have that murky brownish tan for the claws that aren't his thumbs, as both of his thumbs are blue. Both sides, yes. And same thing for the toes on his feet. Now, some of the blue will carry over to other parts of the legs over here. There's a light coating going on right here. But unfortunately, most of those fantastic blues are just exclusive to Godzilla's underside. Bit of a bummer there. Up top, as mentioned before, we're going to get that peachy pink color. Gonna get the awesome translucent red dorsal fins. And then we're going to get this color for the tail, which is just really friggin' ugly. Vagamizer type peak though. I really love this outlining and presence of blues overall. I really do wish it carried over to the underside of the tail as a whole. And I really wish they painted up Godzilla's elbow spikes, which hilariously enough, they don't look like this anymore. And detail wise, for I think this was 20 bucks, this ain't bad at all. Not at all. I mean, you're getting the crazy paint, you're getting the translucent dorsal fins, and the decent presence of detail on the head, the arms, the legs, a bit of the body. The body is kinda yogurty and loading in textures and such looking. And the same detail we've been seeing on these translucent dorsal fins included. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I'm still just so very in stitches to find out how Bandai is going to be handling evolved Goji. Godzilla's breath accessory will be looking a little bit like this. He's going to have a port up here on the roof of his mouth, and you're just kind of gonna shove it in, and there you go. It completes the look I do feel for old freezer burn Goji. 2 solid stars in terms of paint and detail. Now let's take a look at Shimo, the reason I own this. Now this is what I would call worth it. At its base, is it really just a white figure plastered with a whole bunch of blue paints all over it? Yeah, but in comparison, standard Shimo just looks kinda lame. Honestly. First up, Shimo's frosted tips over here are going to actually be frosted this time with a nice light blue on this dark blue translucent plastic and/or vinyl. Yeah, the spikes back here are still translucent. It's just the ones that are painted are going to have that nice little coloration on them. I like it. Moving on to the tail, it remains mostly the same. We've got the spikes on the side and all the dark blue paint possible. We've got the darker blue along with the tamarind Jordanian blues over here. And while simple, I'd absolutely say that these blues, oh yeah, this works. It helps bring out the detailing, and it helps make Shimo not come off as just this random white smudge with a blue beam coming out of its mouth on your shelf. And unlike Godzilla, the bottom portion of Shimo's tail will be matching most of the underside of the figure. It's just this blue is a little bit lighter than the underbelly blue that we're going to be seeing right here, and this is just so much better. Ho ho ho, Bandai, don't you friggin' dare skip out on Shimo. I need Godzilla, I need Kong, I need Scar King, I need Shimo. Movie Monster Series, let's go. So the majority of Shimo's legs are going to be sporting these blues, obviously with some white showing, and I think that looks great. Shimo's front legs over here, though, are going to be sporting more dark blues on the backside with that lighter Bajajian blue on the front and sides. The color mixture is just peak. It absolutely works. And I especially love that we're going to get some of that on the underside of Shimo's neck, and yeah, even a little bit on the sides over here too, which is really, really nice. Other than that, I don't think there's too much different Oh man, look at that uneven eye. Give Shimo a good and now they're just seeing stars. Yeah, other than that, not too much different is going on with the head. These are still painted white, just with the added blue. They're still translucent. The double pack Shimo is just a lot more appealing to the eye, and I know the standard Shimo is technically the accurate version. This is just one of those instances where the repaint just showcases way more and looks much, much cooler. I mean, come on, the tamarind, the Jordanian versus the whipped cream with blueberry toppings. Yeah. Shimo's main accessory, the Frostbite Blast, is going to be exactly the same as the standard one, and it's going to be applied the exact same way. Hole in roof of mouth, the peg, slide it in, and explosion. Absolute 2 solid stars for true and blue cool Shimo over here. Shimo Adventure 2 Battle the Frostbite Chronicles. Shimo. And now the only thing left to discuss is the diorama set that comes with these two and genuinely just makes it better. Up first, we have the rib cage. This is a really big rib cage, and I really want to know what the hell was this big to the point where both Shimo and Godzilla are going to be able to fit within it. Unless it's just a diorama set design, I don't know. The rib cage will be outfitted with reds and blues, and it can be split apart, as you can see, for a much more widespread look. I personally just prefer having Shimo over here. It's like a cool little pet throne for her. I'm just saying, it kind of looks like Scar King's keeping Shimo as a pet, so yeah. I don't know, it just fits her mood and vibe that she's been giving off in the very small supplement material that we've been getting. Supplementary material, Rob. I mean, come on! Yeah! That's it! Although I can't deny Godzilla looking pretty dang cool in this ribcage thingamabob, because he absolutely does look cool. Take a look at that. Godzilla's bursting out of the ribcage. He really is a chest burster. The other two inclusions for this double pack set are going to be these Jordanian crystals, which can sit any which way, and god damn it all, just look at these things. You can practically taste the BAJA. I'm changing Shimo's nickname to the Baja Queen. Look at this. It's cool. It's different. I like that Playmates is doing something cool and different because I just so happen to like cool and different. That's a solid start for paint, detail, and the dioramas. Now let's take a look at articulation. Up first, Crystal Meth Cool Blue Goji. We're gonna get some side-to-side movements with Godzilla's head, and like every other Playmates Godzilla head, I don't want to push it. Mouth can open and close just like that. Let's just get that back in there because it doesn't look right without it. Arms can swivel all the way around. No hinge. Playmates, hinge shoulders for Godzilla figures. always. It's both sides, don't you know? Pre-posed legs, so they will be able to kick about that far forward and back, that far forward, back, swivel at the ankle, and a ball joint at the tail, which will allow for full rotation, just like that. Up and down movements, as well as some side to side movements. Very nice. Solid star, rather basic, Shimo better. Unlike Godzilla, our queen Shimo over here can do a full rotation at the head, can look up and all the way back, that far. I mean, God, just look at that. And then right back down. The mouth can open very, very far, very memishly. And then close. Shimo can assert her dominance with a full rotation at the arms and a bend out at the shoulder blades over here. I need y'all motherfuckers to stop. Pre-posed hind leg can kick forward about that far and then back further than I was expecting. Same for the other one. Swivel at the hind ankle, swivel at the frontal ankle. And we got a ball joint at the tail over here. Full rotation, up, down, side to side. Little baby Sheem very, very much peak. And she's gonna get a solid star in terms of articulation, which means you should totally pick up this diorama set, if not for Godzilla or Shimo, but just for the sheer fact that is good. And here's to hoping there will be more diorama sets from Godzilla Kong the New Empire, with those apparent exclusive paint jobs for certain figures. I say exclusive because there are reports of this guy being sold off individually, apparently. Can't deny or confirm, so yeah, there you go. And when next we meet, I have no idea. Limited movie monster series Imaginative Color 55 Godzilla and Anguirus are getting an early release. And then we have Minya. And then the Monster King series Atomic Blast minus Goji. SH Figure Arts 2B. Yes. And if BBTS gets it in stock at any point in time soon, the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. Got a lot of stuff coming up. Hope you're here to check it out. If not, have a lovely day.